Last time, Quarry awoke from a strange dream, and the party made their plans on how to deal with the Silver Eyes. They met up with the strange group, who brought with them a wagon filled with stolen goods, not just from the Duke, but all sorts. And when they revealed a woman, tied and bound, the party turned to anger. A strange figure in a red coat, guiding and leading these Silver Eyes, charmed Cato, but combat soon began. The party swiftly felled his men, but the leader grabbed the box and tried to escape. Only with a precise shot was the man felled, and this strange box recovered. Where we left off, you guys had just defeated the wagon of men of the Silver Eyes, and Paulie Pete had reclaimed this strange box they had brought with them. Kato, you had run off back towards the original set of boxes, where inside one box seemed to be a woman in unfortunate circumstances. As you approach, you see they appear to be awaking, very groggily, and sort of begin to sort of look up and around in a sort of state of peril.
Don't worry, you're safe now. Here, let me help you out here. And Kato will help her, remove the bindings and all that, and help her get out the box once that's still lit.
Okay, I imagine it's probably better with a dagger or a knife of sort, which if you have Adventurous Pact, you do have. You sort of cut the wires around their hands, you help remove the gag from their face, and they sort of look up and they go, Who are you? Sorry, I'm just... I don't know where I am.
I'm Kato. Me and my companions helped rescue you from, these bandits, I suppose. Do you know how you got here?
I was meant to meet up with my partner. We were making a deal. We were going to sell some goods to a ship and get them sent across the shore, but something hit me on the back of the head, I think. I don't remember much.
Okay.
Sorry, this is all just confusing to me.
I'm sure it is. Do you know what happened to your partner at all, or were you knocked out before you could know?
I don't know. I was... The last thing I remember, they went to get the ship manifest.
Okay, well...
Are they alright?
Sorry?
I hope they're alright. I don't know what happened to them. If they were like me, they could be hurt.
Well, we need to, sort out a few things here, but, we'll do our best to help you. Hopefully find your partner or just get somewhere safe. Just stick close to me or anybody else in my party for now, alright?
I will. Thank you. And they sort of begin to walk around, and you get a better look at them now. They are dressed, you could say, in mercantile clothing. Sort of not rich or lavish, but well kept and well sort of crafted looking sort of silk and cloth clothing. For her, in a sort of generous blue, almost turquoise shade. She moves close behind you. The rest of you see Paulie Pete sort of hold this box and then close the box and place it under his shoulder and say, I got a good look at the things in there. By my count, it's this. And he points to the box with the leaves. That. And 2 of the other boxes in this wagon. Hang on. And then he sort of pulls out a knife and he cuts into 2 of the boxes and marks an X on them. These 2 boxes. These were all the ones in our wagon when it got taken.
So is that everything? Is anything else missing?
Not that I know of, no.
Good. We were successful then.
Good thing you kept the horses alive too. We can probably use their wagon for our own. Easy to transport it that way.
I'd never harm an animal if I could help it, so... But good thing it worked out for the better anyways.
He hops onto the cart, sort of pulls on the reins a little bit and says, hop on the back, the lot of ya. And sort of Quarry will pull himself into the cart, very clearly quite injured from the battle that's occurred, and a bit quieter than usual.
Buck would probably be, like, helping him up.
Yeah, you are easy, like, to get up there and then you help everybody get up. Pete sort of leans over and looks over his shoulder back into the back of the wagon and says, what are we going to do about the rest of this stuff? I mean, it ain't ours, but it wasn't theirs either.
Cato will turn to the woman. I'm sorry, what's your name? Again?
Oh. My name's Delilah.
Delilah, did you have any possessions on you when you were knocked out?
They sort of take a look around at the boxes surrounding them, which are also obviously the boxes that surround you. And they sort of note each of them, take a close look, and then they shake their heads. No, none of these are ours. We didn't bring our goods with us. We were just planning to negotiate them being brought on later. So.
I suppose we should look them over then and decide what to do with them. One of the boxes was illegal drugs, wasn't it? We definitely shouldn't be hauling those around.
Oh, you just said that those are the Lord's things, though.
And you see Paulie Pete sort of looks over and like goes shh, shh with his finger towards you, but
Buck is so preoccupied making sure that Quarry's okay.
Was the illegal drugs one of the boxes he marked?
It was indeed. Yes.
Oh, Cato wouldn't
He
have said
marked
that then.
Okay. Looking at the rest of you, and health-wise, I think probably Sylvester, you're feeling the most stable. Obviously, Cato is feeling very weak. Illyrian, how are you feeling? You're sort of middle of the pack in terms of your strength.
Kind of hurting, but like it's not the worst. They've dealt with worse than this.
Yeah.
I think they're trying mostly like distracting themselves with like searching through like the corpse of the leader and like seeing whether there's any identifying marks, what he had on him, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. I was going to do that as well. I think you mentioned that he melted, and I don't think people normally do that.
Yeah, he isn't there anymore.
Oh.
Only his cape and mask are there.
Oh, okay. Are there any like pockets in the cape then?
Roll me investigation, I'll say. And wait, did you say you were helping there with that buck?
Or Sylvester?
Or you would have helped with that? Yeah, well, you said you were helping, weren't you?
I said I was helping, like, get people in the crate. Or
Was
in
it
the carriage.
Sylvester that was saying they would
Yeah.
help? Yeah.
Okay, well, Sylvester will give you... Yeah, that would be a help action, so that's advantage. So you can roll again. But a 15 should be okay, but maybe you'll get that 20.
Nope.
Ooh.
Only a 13,
No, a
so
13.
15 will.
Yeah, so with a 15, you take a look in the pockets, and you actually notice something in one of the pockets. You pull it out, and it is this small gold coin. But it seems like it's one that may not be legal tender. as rather than having the face of Lyco, the former king, on it, this instead bears a mark, perhaps surprising to you, of an eye inside of a hand. If you wish, you may roll me religion to see if you know what that might be.
Ooh.
Can I also help with this, since I do know a bit about religion and I've.
Are you proficient in it?
Yes, I am.
Then I'll allow it. Yeah, now you can have advantage. Look at that.
Oh, okay.
Helping each other out.
Yeah.
Okay, 18's good, but see if you get a nat 20.
Oh,
Ooh.
23.
Oh, 23, very nice. You recognize it near immediately, but you wonder the possible other meanings of it, but Sylvester, you point in the right direction, that this is the marking of Duke, the god of trickery. Very strange to see it on a coin. And taking a look at the inverse of it, the inverse of the coin seems to be mostly blank, but if you were to put your fingers across it, you can feel there's almost an engraving on it. In a language you do not recognize. And it's not exactly reading, this is more feeling. So a spell that would allow you to read a language would not work on this.
I think Ilarion will just gently run their finger across it, frown, and then offer it to Sylvester and be like, do you know this language? If you just touch it, yeah. And it'll hand it over, so.
Okay, I'll take a look, and I'll pick it up and take a look at it and try and feel the letters, see if it's a language I know.
You feel this, and you feel like it's not technically a language. It's almost as if it's a marking left to be read without being read, like something between the lines.
Well, I mean, hell if I know, it's some fancy thieves thing about, I don't know, trying to interpret things between the lines or something. I don't think it's a language I'm aware of.
Well, Buck, you hear that. And Buck, you may happen to know a language like that.
I mean, Buck is way over in the carriage.
Well, this would be in the carriage as well.
Yeah.
You could take
the cape and the mask would have.
in the wagon.
Okay. So Buck, who's puffy-eyed, crying over all the fighting, will look up. He's like, "Can I help you?"
Do you know how to read weird coins, weird trickery coins?
Reading's not my strong suit, but I can take a look, I guess.
It's not something you can see, but if you rub your finger on it, you can kind of feel something, so maybe you'll be able to. It's weird.
Buck extends his hand out. Big, round, meaty hand.
You feel it up, and you are able to recognize sort of the notations about where things are being pressed, and you read it as one-time entry, and then underneath it is written "Present at Golden Ball."
Looks like this is a token to get us into a place called the Golden Boar.
Oh.
But I don't know where this is. I don't think that's a boar that we eat, so I'm not sure I'm so interested.
Golden Boar? That's tavern, portside.
It's a nice place.
It serves its purpose.
That purpose being?
Serves humans. All the
Oh,
ones in portside do, but they're a bit less finicky than others. I see a lot of non-humans go in there, and they always have a coin on them. They're in there for a long time, but I never see them drinking. Strange.
Do you not normally need a coin to go in this bar?
If you're human, I assume not.
Buck will like flip the coin around in his fingers for a little bit and then probably pocket it.
Okay. You see, the wagon has been moving through the Redis area from originally Port Town, now in the Redis area, and is now heading towards Highton, which, compared to the sort of cramped streets you've been in before, Highton is interesting because not only is it built a level above everything else, so to speak, literally built higher up the hill, there is so much more space here. Every building almost having an acre of grassland around it to enjoy, and the one you're approaching almost wows you from perhaps surprise of seeing a small waterfall beside it. The manor itself being not the biggest you've ever seen, but a well-built but well-loved manor house. Definitely been around probably as long as this city, showing the wares of 300 years of use. Moss growing on its walls, but plenty of people around, all sorts of servants and people setting up stalls, doing some trading outside. A couple of people seeming to carry goods in. And when they recognise the Pegyar Poorly Pete, they sort of raise a hand and wave. And this burly gentleman in a sort of suit approaches and says, "You were meant to have that about..." And he pulls out a pocket watch and checks it. 22 hours ago? What occurred? And who are these? And sort of takes a look at all of you. Runts. So Poorly Pete goes, "There was a complication. I'd like to talk to the Lord about it, but these fine folk, they helped me out. I'm sure the Duke would be happy to have their services. They are quite skilled." And you see the man sort of raises an eyebrow, and then he says, "Fine, park the wagon here. I shall get some boys to unload it. You may go in and see if the Duke wishes to speak to you, but if he does not, I will ask all of you to leave, if you would. We are quite busy in preparation."
Buck waves at the big buff man as he walks by.
The big buff man doesn't seem to wave back, and he gets a couple of people to come lift the boxes off the back of the wagon, specifically the ones marked with X, and at least plenty of boxes still inside the wagon. Pete sort of reassures you, "Let's leave them here for now. We can work out what we want to do with these after. The Duke isn't the man who likes to be kept waiting. If we should see him, we should see him."
What exactly is this preparation for, if you don't mind me asking? Is that too personal? I'm sorry.
Oh, it's fine. Well, we have to prepare for multiple things, technically. If you don't know, it's election year, and all the candidates are coming out in full force. And to help secure young Albia and his chance of being the throne, they began to throw these sort of festivals in each of the towns for Albia and Dask. But over here, we want our boy to win it, so we're gonna have a proper extravaganza for it. Show off the best of the city, invite the regent, invite some of the electors down, see if we could maybe get some votes our way.
Your boy being the Duke, I assume.
Oh, the Duke's a member of the family, and he could be nominated, but he's more of a cousin. The Lord of Cyprata does have a younger brother who he will be nominating over him, but if something were to happen to the younger brother, perhaps the Duke may be chosen. But the Duke is doing all of this for his cousin.
Oh, how nice.
Indeed, how nice.
Yes, indeed. if you'd like to follow me, and he sort of leads you to this bridge which goes over this sort of babbling stream, water being pushed from the waterfall down this thing. A very beautiful view and a beautiful place. You are led through a small door into a large sort of hall area, which I'd say Kato definitely's obviously been in, or Kato's been in places like this before, places of wealth and places of extravagance. For you, what may be surprising is how many people of different sort of classes seem to be here. There are a lot of poorer people here who seem to be enjoying some food, enjoying some levity, alongside those of a higher class who are also there just enjoying the food. Seemingly, people of all varieties are allowed into this place. But you are sort of guided past this extravagant main hall to a grand staircase where you are led upstairs and towards a study. You are led into this small little office that the Duke has set up, and sat behind a desk is a man of, I would say, about 5'10", 5'11" in height. His hair is this sort of shaggy brown, and he wears not the finest clothes or cloaks you've ever seen. Instead, he wears a bit more modest, but definitely showing some class and some wealth in how he does dress, with gold sort of enlaced in these more simple colours and simple clothing. His face is very almost soft at points, but it has a sharp point on its chin. He has a very strong nose and these sort of hazel eyes. And he sort of looks over and he says, "Ah, Pete, you've returned back, and with company, I see. I assume there must have been a complication for you to arrive this late. Come, tell me about it. Tell me of your friends. What are your names?" Sort of first taking a look towards Buck.
Has Quarry, fallen asleep?
Quarry is half awake, half asleep at all times, sort of. But yeah, I'd say they're probably fast asleep right now.
I would assume that Buck is then carrying Quarry, piggyback.
Yes.
Um,
So, very, very nice of Buck to do so, but yes.
And Buck is carrying the little guy on his back, and he walks up. He's like, "Oh, my name's Buck Eugene McNuck," and he holds out a big hand for the Duke to shake.
The Duke extends his hand and he shakes it and says, "Who's your small friend there?"
Oh, this little guy, he's taking a nap. His name is Quarry.
Nice to meet him too. Turns and looks towards Sylvester. You are quite a unique one. What would your name be?
I sort of do a sort of theatrical bow and just say, "Sylvester Actius at your service."
I don't mean to impose, but Eladrin?
Yes, that's correct.
I thought so. I've met only one of your kind before. You are true showcase of the wonders of nature. Sort of says this with a small smile, and then looks towards you, Kato. Who would you be?
Kato flashes her ring and curtsies and says, "I'm Kato Summerson of the Alanrian Empire. It's nice to make your acquaintance."
I think I may have seen you before. I went on a small trip around Alanria not too long ago. Pleasure to meet you too.
Certainly possible. I am a diplomat of Alanria.
Well, I enjoyed my time in Alanria, that is for sure. I guess, as a point of question, would Elarion be at the front or at the back? Of this group?
hiding behind Buck.
So he sort of has to look around Buck and say, what would your name be? The one hiding or...
And being called out, Elarion just kind of very awkwardly steps out. Probably you can see they're holding maybe a necklace or charm or something under their neck, under their the clothing, as they give a deep. a deep bow like one would expect to give a duke, and it's very clear, like it's very proper and practiced, and just says, my name is Estarion. A pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you all. I am Duke Kinlarr. And he sort of gives a small bow himself. Pete, why have you brought them here? What was the complication? And you see Pete is almost trying to reevaluate how to explain the explanation in his mind, and he goes, well, yeah, and he sort of goes, he goes like, I know, with his fingers, and then goes, so, I was trying to transport the goods to you when these roughabouts, they came out of nowhere, and, they tried to attack us, and I was fighting them off, but they were far too many. And then these lot, they came around, and they saved my bacon. In two ways. And they really helped me out here. I recommended that, they're good sort, they're fit and able. You often have work on the buy, don't you, Duke? So I thought you may be suitable for it. And the Duke sort of takes a look at all of you and say, is this true? Did you assist Pete in fighting off some renegades?
We did, and there was injuries afterwards, which is why it took even longer. We needed to rest and make sure all injuries were attended to before you came.
Well, you all seem in still quite assaulted. The injury must have been quite bad if this is healed, he sort of says with a little chuckle. Well, if you can handle yourself against those, I do have work that may be of interest, but where are my manners? You've saved one of my men. And he reaches down and he grabs this something from his desk and he chucks it over. Who's going to try and catch it? It is a small pouch.
Cato will,
Who wants to go
if no one else does first.
Yeah. This pouch lands in your hand and you take a look. It is 50 gold pieces.
Yeah, Cato looks inside, then draws the pouch closed again and curtsies and says, thank you. Much appreciated.
Well, there's a lot of work to be done in this city. A lot of problems right now. I mean, we're going to try and show the best of our city with this festival, but in truth, even I worry the festival is going to draw eyes. We were in quite a bad time in Portisk. We used to be the place to go to for trade and transport, but with these pirates, that's become Dask. And unfortunately for me, I've been given watch over this city while my cousins begin preparations for the election. I can understand them doing so, and I'm pleased to be given such powers. Me and the representative are equally going to do our best to try and make this place prim and proper. But it means that there's a lot of work that needs to be done. What sort of fields would you say you're suited to? Sort of glancing at all of you.
I am a diplomat, so any matter involving people and persuasion is really my best skill. But I have a lot, so there's a variety I can do.
Good. What of the rest of you?
Well, I would say I'm a forest ranger by trade and by profession, so anything involving scouting out somewhere, the wilderness, and...
There may be something involving the woods. I believe I have some work related to that. Sort of eyeing up Buck a little bit and then saying, you seem to have one who could probably handle a blade?
Buck is being very sheepish about what he can do. Yep, I can lift things. I'm a big boy. He pats his stomach.
I can tell that for sure. And what about the one that was hiding away? Do you have any skills of note?
Larian genuinely considers this and then shakes their head.
There's no need to be so hard on yourself, but alright then. Sort of picks up this big folder he has. You see it's marked on the front of it. It says from Representative Aya, AYA, to the Duke, and it seems like this whole folder just filled with all sorts of work. He says, well, here is one involving, well, scouting in the woods in general. Do you know of Aernbeasts?
The word.
So go ahead.
The word beasts.
Yeah, you like the name beasts.
I suddenly remember my purpose, and Buck gets very excited. He's like, I have not, but please tell me.
Sylvester, you can roll me nature to see how much you know of these.
Okie dokie. 23.
What a surprise! You're good at the thing you're good at. Aernbeasts you know of are a beast which was not born in the usual way of a mother and a father. These beasts were born of a waning in the weave. When the weave grows weak, the Aether grows stronger. You could almost say that they're almost, there's always meant to be an equal amount of Aether and weave in a single place, the magic and the anti-magic. And when there is a lack of weave, the Aether grows stronger. And when the Aether grows too strong, it births these beasts of pure rage, which are Aernbeasts. Aernbeasts can either be a Latcha, or they can be an Airborn. Latcha means that they latch on to an already existing creature, and almost morph them and change them. And an Airborn means they were born this way. You have never encountered one, but you have been told a lot of them, and how they impacted hunting parties back home.
Mm-hmm. I'll say, they're creatures born with the Aether and the weave's weakening, from what I hear. You got the ones which are born that way, and you got the ones which try and, latch on to something else that's existing.
You are quite intelligent on this. I must admit, I'm not sure which of the two we're dealing with here, but unfortunately there is an Aernbeast, and quite a strong one, that has been prowling our trade routes. They've been causing some serious damage. We've lost lives due to them, not just trade. From what I can tell, they've been ramping up their activity as we're approaching the hotter months. I truly don't know what to do about them, so if somebody could scout them out and remove the beast, I would be more than happy to pay well for it. He sort of slides his paper over towards you, but I have other work too that needs completing.
Buck immediately grabs the paper. He's like, nope, this one's good.
You're certain?
I have a mission to hunt beasts. I am a hunter. And Buck just gives a sheepish nod.
I see. Well, if this assists you on that task, I suppose. If this is the work you wish, you may take this work, and then I can negotiate payment with you.
Buck turns to the others. Is this okay?
You seem very insistent, so I don't mind.
It's not my preferred kind of work, but I suppose.
It's right up my alley, as long as no one else has any objections.
I think that's an agreement then.
Alright, well, in that case, payment is... I'm not as good as the representative on this. The representative has been doing this for quite a while. I like to pay based on the danger involved, and Aernbeasts are quite dangerous. What say you to 100 platinum, so 1,000 gold on completion of this task?
Sweet baby deal.
Yes.
Buck has dollar signs in his eyes.
Well, I'm glad that's agreeable. I have plenty of Draca, which is the currency, to spare, so I'd be happy to pay 1,000 for this. I do know, the only thing I really know about this work is it was originally posted by a huntsman who operates just north of the city. They may be a person worth speaking to about the issue. I'm sure they're more knowledgeable about this than us. They're not as experienced as probably one such as you, says towards Sylvester. But they bring us our boar, our food, and a lot of our wool, and furs, so they do a good job.
Hmm. Actually, one question I was meaning to ask. You mentioned that you had met one other Eladrin before. May I ask, who was that individual?
I not exactly certain of their name. Let me think back, but from what I know, they were a Eladrin from Briat, a chief of a tribe there. I met them during my tour of Elanria.
Oh.
Quite a reasonable sort.
Oh, I see. Never mind.
All right. Well, is there anything else you'd like to discuss with me about? I like to think myself a knowledgeable gentleman.
What is the name of this this huntsman? And do you know precisely where we can find them, if you don't mind me asking?
Let me see. He pulls out this other piece of paper. Yes, they are Riddell, and you'll find them if you head north, and then slightly to the left. Just stay on the northern road. Watch on your left. You'll see there is this small little turning that follows the creek. This little run of water. If you follow that river, his hut is a pseudo fishing hut. So he built it alongside the river.
Great, thank you. And we'll give another bow.
You don't need to bow every time, but thank you. Anything for the rest of you?
Actually, I was just wondering.
If not, oh yes, go ahead.
I was wondering, so what kind of devastation has this beast caused? And just noted that, assuming that the danger is proportionate to the reward, it must be quite fearsome indeed.
Well, here's the issue. I have no one alive to give you an account of it. That's the danger we're dealing with.
Ah, fantastic.
And as for other damages, we've lost 6 wagons, and it damaged a keep, to the point where we now need to do some serious repair if we want to have that keep usable again. Costs us a lot. So yes, it is quite a dangerous thing. Hence why we would like it dealt with. Will that be all? If so, me and Pete have a lot of talking to do and a lot of preparation to get done. If you have need of us again, feel free to do so, and just come and visit, and I'll be happy to have you.
The keep is damaged. Did the people of it lay eyes on the beast?
Well, that may be a question worthy of actually speaking to them about. You can find, any of our city guards will probably know who's on the keep that night. Speak to them and they'll probably inform you. If it was the bannermen, then the bannermen are also easy to contact. You just need to go to the representative's office and ask for the bannermen. There is this small pause before Peter looks over his shoulder and says, I best stay here and talk with the Duke then. The other goods, yours to decide what to do with. I myself have no need of them. Consider them extra payment, he sort of says with this half smile. Do come again sometime. And you make your way out of the manor house, and you find yourself back onto these paved cobbles where plenty of people are still building, but you see all of the marked boxes have been left, and the wagon is still there though, alongside the horses, with some goods still in the back, which you could take a look at if you wished.
Sylvester, do you happen to know how intelligent the beasts are? Mechanically, Kato is asking if their intelligence is 4 or higher.
I'll say this would be a separate, but just roll again nature for this.
Okay. 15.
It's a loaded question, so to speak. But Aernbeast are known for their danger, and a lot of people would compare them in intelligence to beasts like younger, sort of dragons in terms of their intelligence. So they could range anywhere from a just below average to far above average. It's difficult to say, but in response to your question, out of character, never below a 4. The minimum at Aernbeast would be is an 8.
Okay. Kato says then, alright then, I was going to... They're too intelligent for a spell I have then. I can usually use magic to befriend animals, but they're too intelligent of beasts for that to work, for this spell.
Yeah, they're not exactly the dumbest creatures. I mean, my father used to talk about them like young dragons, and I suppose those could go anywhere from, like, being preschoolers to being pretty fucking cunning on their own. So, it's probably going to be harder to charm it. I guess maybe at least we might be able to lure it into a trap of some kind if we had to, but it's probably going to be a bit more smart than an owlbear or something.
I mean, humans fall into traps all the time, so you could definitely try and trap it.
Well,
yeah, it's true.
Do you
Humans
know
are
if
known
they
for
have,
liking traps.
Young dragons have a language. Do you know if these beasts have a language?
I'd say you wouldn't know that. You wouldn't roll.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever known anyone try and converse with them, but I mean, you're welcome to try.
Have comprehend languages. It might be worth a shot at least. I can cast it as a ritual, so when we're about upon the area, I'll cast it just to have it up, and we'll see if it works.
Does that... Never mind. Delarian just kind of... steps away and will just go into the wagon before they say anything stupid.
Kato calls after you. You can speak up if you want.
No, it's okay. No.
I mean, it could save our bacon later if you have a good idea.
Well, comprehend languages is more for written things, I believe.
Unwritten stuff, but it means I can also, I can understand people who speak a language I don't, though they can't understand me in return.
And also, if they're as smart as you're suggesting, then Miss Cato, you're very good with words, and you're very persuasive from what I've seen. Maybe if you just talk to them without magic.
It's certainly possible. But I still, if I get the opportunity, should cast comprehend languages so that I can understand them at least. Better than trying to play charades with the beast, no matter how intelligent. It's hard enough with normal people.
That's true.
But I am very fond of beasts, so if we could actually talk to them and figure out a solution with them, I'd much rather that than killing them.
I mean, to be fair, I don't really know what they would want. I mean, they are kind of born from a disruption in nature and filled with rage, so I just say if the stories I've heard, I don't think I've known people to reason with them, but I mean, first have everything, live in the moment and all that.
It's first time for everything. But, we should sort out the thing with the cart, but then decide what we're actually gonna prioritize doing first, I suppose, after that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what
Yeah,
does
so-
the cart have?
You have in this wagon plenty of possible goods, which you will find out after a 5-minute break. The Feybeer are parts of Estarion which hold a closer connection to the Feywild itself. These were forged either from the roots of the life tree extending out, or from Torik's will, when Torik attempted to heal the damaged lands of Burrell after the collapse. Torik, being the goddess of nature, had a close connection with the Feywild. When she saw that Burrell was so badly damaged from the continent being shattered to pieces, that she decided the largest of these pieces, a place soon to be called Eorsta, would be restored. All across Eorsta, Torik used plants, grasses, trees and animals from the plane of Earth to restore the wildlife to the desolate land. But where the darkness was strongest, she could only combat the darkness by reaching into the Feywild and taking pieces of the Fey and placing them here on the material plane. These Feybeer are considered holy for many types of elves and Furbolg, and are protected heavily. You guys find the wagon, which has plenty of cargo and crates within it, and you take a look, and a lot of these crates appear to be mainly these weird sort of full boxes of clothing, or full boxes of just general rations. Not that much of note for you, but you guys actually notice something. There is this one box which is addressed to A. It's all that's written on it is it's addressed to A. And when you open it up, you find a coin purse and a bag. Let's take a look at them.
Yes.
Yeah.
The coin purse contains within it 183 gold.
Nice.
And the bag seems to be a bag. Do you want to check what's inside?
Yeah.
Okay, well, Illyrian, you reach your hand in, and your entire arm goes in.
Illyrian panics and just like pulls her arm out and just like, nope.
As you pull your arm out, you are holding a small little gemstone. As you realise that this bag seems to be a lot bigger than it seems, as this is a bag of holding.
Buck is panicking. He's like, "Oh my god, is your arm okay?"
It seems fine, I think.
Buck is like grabbing it and like poking it.
Illyrian is also
the arm
poking.
seems like an arm.
Illyrian is also poking their arm to make sure it's okay.
Poking your own
Yes.
arm to ensure it's alright.
Yes.
Okay, sure.
Like it still feels
you
attached, but still, you never know.
The arm feels like an arm.
Okay.
For now, at least.
For now, okay. That's a problem for future Illyrian. But yeah, I think from finding like that gemstone and pulling it out, like Illyrian will like tip out, like try and turn the bag inside out and see what else is inside.
You turn it inside out, and all you find is another 2 small gemstones, but that's it.
How much do they seem to be worth? And what kind of gemstones are they?
Well, taking a look, it appears to be two of them are quartz, and one of them is a moonstone.
Ooh.
I've added them to your bag of holding in your journal page.
Hey, Aernbeast, I've been meaning to ask, you seem to know a thing or two about the arcane arts. Do you think that the cape and mask that on the edgy guy are magical? I mean, or do they just look really cool and edgy?
Well, personally, I just think they look kind of cool and edgy, but, I mean, I am aware of a spell that can, where you can learn things about items. I just don't know that spell myself. It's got a one-time cost that I've never been able to afford.
You hear a voice come out from behind you. Perhaps you're surprised. It just goes, You want to do that spell? There's a guy who you can pay to do it for you in the city.
Who? Also, please don't just scare us like that.
But I wasn't trying to scare you. You just seem awfully frightable. Yeah, they're called the Twins. Operate out the magic circle, if you've ever heard of it. Go talk to them. You can probably pay them to identify it for you.
Great. Thank you very much.
And then you see the big burly guy comes over and gets him back to work of setting up some bunting and some tables.
And then we'll turn to Sylvester and just kind of like shrug, like that's an answer.
Oh, I mean, if we want to spend all of this newfound wealth to go see if we can get some magical assistance at this shop, that might be a good idea. Although I think right now our best option would be to get some well-deserved sleep.
I agree. I think if nothing else, Quarry definitely needs a rest. Glancing over at the sleeping dragonborn.
You've gone quiet again?
Indeed he does, though we should split the gold we have real quick. If we want to keep the additional we found here.
I guess it is ours now, right?
I would say let's find who to return it to, but simply A is not enough to go off of.
So we're just going to add up the gold and then split it 5 ways.
Yep. You can just split up doing this thing called maths. Ooh.
Sounds demonic. Let's not.
If you are to divide it within the 5 players in your party, it would happen to divide perfectly.
Oh, okay.
That's some dark arts right there. What the fuck?
Me? Dark arts? Never do anything like that. Because you get 46 gold and 6 silver.
Nice.
None of that 0.99999 stuff that you sometimes get. So not a large amount of money, not even enough to buy a health potion, so to speak, but this is enough, to get you a proper meal, some proper places to sleep, and for a while at least. I mean, it only costs you about gold a night, so.
Ooh, I have 55 gold now, my favorite number.
I have 69. Nice.
Nice. Okay. So, with this wagon cleared out, you guys have a general idea of where to head, so to speak, in terms of your next step of the quest. But right now, with the day you've had, all that's on your minds is getting somewhere to sleep. Do you guys want to head back to the Black Jackal to sleep, or find some residence elsewhere?
Does the Black Jackal have stabling for us to park the carts?
No, it doesn't have stabling itself, but there is a stable nearby that you can use. Not too far, like a minute or two walk.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yep.
Okay. Here's an important question: who's driving the wagon? As you need land vehicle proficiency. You wanna do it at a comparable speed or a normal speed.
Let me check my.
No,
Buck
I
does not know.
don't. But if nobody has it, then Kato will use her last spell slot to cast Animal Friendship on one of the horses to make it easier.
Okay. I'll say with that animal friendship. So who is driving?
Kato, I think, because I don't think any of us have the right proficiencies.
Okay. Well, if the animals see you as a friend, then I'll say that you won't have to make a roll, and you are able to drive the wagon somewhat easily. Takes a little bit of time, but it's fine. And you take the wagon all the way over to the stable near to the Black Jackal. You're told that it would be, since it's 2 horses, it would be a golden night to keep them at the stable. Are you going to keep them for one night, or what's the plan? Keep them for longer?
We're probably going to end up using them tomorrow, so perhaps we should pay for one night for now and see if we'll end up needing more.
Yeah, it seems wise.
Okay. Well then, you pay the gold, you leave the horses, and you head off to the Black Jackal. You see the same half-orc bartender. Sort of looks upset as he is serving drinks. There's definitely an air of uncertainty about him. He sort of looks over at the you and says, what can I get you?
Oops, for the night.
You sharing rooms, or is it? I've only got 3 rooms.
Yes, we'll share rooms again like we did last night, if that's okay.
Alright. Sort of same price it would be golden night. Takes the gold. He sort of puts the gold away and then immediately sort of like gives a 1,000-yard stare, and then remembers, oh right, your keys. And gives you some hand keys.
Are you alright? You seem a bit shaken.
Just got bad news, is all. I'm fine.
Is there anything we could help with?
I was expecting a boy back today. Okay. Shit's gonna come back. Apparently they didn't even receive it on the other side. So there he is.
Very sorry to hear that. But I hope that he comes back safely.
Yes, that's mighty unfortunate. My sympathies.
Don't worry about it. You just enjoy your evening. If you want any drinks,
Kato will nod and turn to the rest of the party. We have 3 rooms tonight, so who wants to have a roommate?
Is that woman who was kidnapped still with us?
Oh,
Yeah.
Forgot about her as a player.
She's still with you. You sort of just ignored her.
I'm sorry,
still
my
here.
player memory forgot you.
She's just been
NPC.
with you, like, okay, we're leaving the horses, we're coming here.
I was gonna say
I was
that
waiting for you guys to go to sleep. I was gonna be like, guys. I'm glad someone remembered.
Yeah, I think that the kidnapped woman should get a room.
Maybe
She should get a room to herself. So, two of us will have to double up.
Well,
I mean, we could have the same arrangement as last night.
yeah.
Didn't we have
works.
2 rooms last night? Am I recalling?
Yeah, we have two. We have. Yeah, well, I mean. Do we have 2 or 3 rooms now?
We have 6 beds over 3 rooms. So,
Yeah, we could. I mean, we could give Delilah her own room, unless like she wants a roommate, and the rest of us could split the remaining 2 rooms like we did last night. Unless you have any other options or preferences.
Mr. Lila, would you like a roommate or would you like a room on your own?
I'm fine either way. I don't mean to impose. I've not got my coin purse on me anymore. I assume they took it, so I couldn't pay for a room myself.
Here, and Ilarion will. This breaks my heart. Goodbye, 69. Ilarion will give 30 gold to Delilah in one of the pouches.
That's very kind of you. I don't know what to say.
As long as I can help, I guess it's nothing.
Thank you. I think I need some rest after all of this, and you look like you need it too. All of you.
Mm-hmm.
And she will head upstairs to a room, try and get some sleep. As for you guys, you still have a bit of time if you want to have drinks or have a later meal, or that you have eaten today. I suppose it's up to you if you want to do anything before you hit the hay.
Well, Buck is definitely drinking.
Doesn't surprise me to hear. Buck always does.
I think Ilarion will probably, if it's possible to get a glass of milk, we'll have a glass of milk before bed.
He's not got much milk left, but he'll give you a glass of it.
Aw.
Oh, he said he was making cheese, didn't he?
Yeah, he's making cheese. He's got to save as much of milk as he can, but he'll give you enough for 1 glass.
That's far too kind. We'll pay like a gold for the glass of milk.
She was exhausted after nearly dying today, so she's gonna just head straight to bed.
Okay. What of the rest of you?
Yeah, I'll also go upstairs as well, and I'll just start cleaning off my gear, like cleaning my short swords, re-swinging my bow. I'll just say another quiet prayer to Dial for watching out for us tonight, and then I'll go into my trance after that.
Okay. And Buck, you have a good time drinking. Quarry goes up to sleep.
Yeah, I brought him up there. I tucked him in.
No.
And then you head back down for a drink to calm yourself a bit. As you're drinking, you see this man walks up to you, and he just says, "You're a big lad. What's your deal, huh?"
Buck looks over at him. He says, I'm just traveling. Not much to say about me, I would say.
You're a large lad.
I do like to eat. Yes.
What are you drinking? Sort of takes a look. Takes out your drink and he says, I'll have one too, please, barkeep. Sets down the drink. I've just come back by ship. I tell you what, I'm not suited for being one of them rough sorts of pirates, you know. They're all over there drinking at the, bad parts of town as I'm enjoying some actual niceties here. You know, it's a full like city over there. It's massive. Got their own little civilization, those pirates.
I hope to one day see something like that.
You don't, trust me. It's a terrible place. Never want to go there again. Especially with that, what's it called? Pirate King? Pirate Prince is one of the two. Maybe both, I don't know.
I've heard tale about this man.
He's there all the time. Either there or at a scavenger's Burke, one or the other. It's a right pain in the ass sometimes. But, he's respectable. You look up at him and you say that's the sort of fella you want to be one day.
I don't think I quite caught your name there, stranger.
You call me Zeke. He sort of puts out a hand to shake.
Buck will shake his hand. So, what brings you here around these parts?
I told you, I came off the ship.
I mean, you came here for a reason, yeah?
Oh, this place?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got memories here. I used to come here when I was younger. Before I was a sailor. Family lived not far from here.
So you're coming to visit the folks, or?
I wish I could. They've been long gone.
I'm sorry to hear that.
It's not your fault. This city ain't forgiving me. It takes, until there's nothing left of you. And then you leave, try to get out of here. You close your eyes, think about the new place you go into. No matter where you go, you keep thinking there. Because whether you like it or not, it's home.
Buck is thinking about his home. There's flashes in his brain of his mother and of his older sister, and then you just see him grab his mug and just down the rest of it. Maybe thinking about home's not the best idea.
No. So little that keeps me going sometimes, but at least I know I can trust in the vision. That I know I'm being seen, that I know I'm being watched over, and that fortune will be on my side someday. Got to bear the bad together. He speaks in these almost hymn-like manners with those, but they're no sort of religious talk you've ever heard before, Buck. He slams a Draker, a gold coin, down on the table, and he slides to the barkeep to pay for his drink. And then he stands up, and he feels a necklace on his neck for a moment and says, "Thanks for the conversation." And then he walks away and out of the door.
Buck raises his empty mug as Zeke leaves the bar.
As he leaves, you notice his mug. You've seen before that these mugs almost have this bottom on them that you could place a coin within or the like. You notice on his mug there is a card underneath it.
Buck will very stealthily and overly dramatically try and slip the card into his lap to take a look at it.
You're roll me sleight of hand. I'll say actually. Roll me sleight of hand. You should be good at this, I hope.
You'd think, but
you'd think, but we'll see. Okay, 14.
I got a 14, yeah.
So nobody seems to notice, but you could have been quieter with it. Like there's like a thunk as you like move it. But
I'm a little tipsy, all right. I just finished my drink very quickly.
You take a look at the card, and it is somewhat similar to what you saw on the coin. It's this hand with an eye sort of in the palm of the hand, drawn in this very almost watercolor style on the back of this card, with something written in a language you do not understand on the top and bottom of the card. And on the back of the card, it just appears to be the same as any other card you'd pull from a pack of 52 normal cards. But the front is very elaborately painted.
Curious. Buck will look over the card to make sure that there's no secret messages written on it to him, and presumably finding.
Thieves can't, no.
Then Buck will tuck it into the same pocket he's got the coin.
Okay.
And then Buck will order one more round before bed.
Get another drink in yourself. By the end of the night, you've probably, I'd say, you've used 2 gold in drinks. I mean, having quite a few drinks.
Totally worth it.
And you head to sleep. All of you head to sleep and get some proper rest in you. And that night is not as calm as you may hope for, Sylvester, as you don't sleep, so to speak, you trance. But you feel unnerved in your trance, like you can never properly meditate, reach the point of trance. Constantly just the level above, but unable to actually reach it yourself, maybe. And no matter what, it seems like nothing's getting better for you. You eventually, at one point, sort of finally open your eyes, and you show a bit of huff about the inability to get some sleep in you. And you look around and notice small floating things in the air, glowing a colour. And as you take a closer look, you ascertain that these are fireflies. You've not seen them in quite some time, but here they are, just gently floating in the air around you. You notice all of them seem to lead towards the window, which is now open.
Oh yeah, running towards the window. It's full on jump out of bed and then start and rush out the window.
Taking a look out the window, you see not Portisk. Nothing like Portisk. This is almost like home almost. These expansive forests surrounding you with these creatures floating through the air. Birds, butterflies, and on the ground, deer prancing. all sorts of beasts enjoying and frolicking together, all under the gaze of Torek. It is night still, and yet everything seems so bright and so calm. And serene. So why do you feel cold? Unnerved? Why do you feel like you're not alone? As you look out the window, a deer seems to look up towards you. And it seems to lock eye contact before it suddenly turns and sprints off into the wood. As if inviting you.
I'm gonna climb out the window and like follow the deer.
You climb your way out the window and get down, and you walk into the woods and you follow close behind. And as you follow close behind the deer, following the path it's led, you see a small clearing in which there is a figure standing there.
I sort of like tentatively approach, like I kind of have an image in my head of who I'm hoping that it is, but I'm afraid it's going to be someone else. So I'm just like sort of cautiously approach and try and get a better look at the figure.
You get close enough, sort of slowly approaching, and as you approach, you seem to step on a small twig, and the figure suddenly rushes away. You see the direction they head, though.
Wait, and I'll like to start running after them.
They seem to turn and run a different direction.
And like full on like sprinting, like now like top speed, trying to catch up to this person.
Eventually, they stop in front of this large tree, and they place their hand against it. As you approach, the figure looks behind them, looks towards you, and you see a face much like your own, but older. Years of experience within those eyes. This cloak covering them. This look of surprise at seeing you. At first, you think it to be your father. But those experiences in his eyes, no. No. It's not your father. Staring at you is a far older, far more weary Sylvester. As he places a hand against the tree, fire forges from his fingers. He sets the tree aflame. And all around you, the forest burns.